If you are into the law of attraction, you have got to read this book, Reality Transurfing by Vadim Zealand. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but he's a Russian quantum physicist, and he explains the laws of the universe and the law of attraction using quantum physics, and it's fabulous. And there's a concept in the book that I think will help a lot of us save a ton of energy, and that is to understand the nature of pendulums. So I actually saw this explained perfectly by a Buddhist monk in another TikTok, and I can't find it. But he gave the example of, let's say there's a ball with a string on the end, and you pull that ball really high up this side, it's going to have that much force when it swings to the other side. So this is the concept of pendulums. Pendulums are when a bunch of people are thinking in the same way. It starts to gain momentum and it starts swinging as people are thinking. So a perfect example of this is Trump. When Trump was president, tons of people hated him, hated him, hated him, hated him. And then a bunch of other people loved him, loved him, loved him. So it was as much as people hated him, that was as much as people loved him, right? It was this huge energy pendulum. And the problem with these pendulums is that they suck your energy, they suck your focus. So let's say you didn't care that much about Trump, but then your friends and your family were forcing you to choose a side, and if you didn't agree with them, then it was just all of this energy that was wasted. So I'm giving this example because I want to share another example, which is, let's say, talking about these like corrupt elites, which are terrible. All of these things, the pendulums, the things that people are focused on that turn into pendulums, it's not that those issues aren't relevant or don't matter. It's just really important to ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Because this is, again, a universe of duality. So the more energy that you give a pendulum this direction, the more it's going to swing that way. And one of the best things that you can do is withdraw your energy. So in terms of these corrupt elites, I believe a lot of it. And I consume some content, but I have to be very careful because it is not my mission personally. It may be yours, in which case, go for it. But ask yourself, is it really your mission to address this issue? And if it's not, then by withdrawing your energy from the issue, you're actually not feeding the pendulum. So when people are like hating and they're so upset about these terrible elites, and they are terrible, the whole thing is terrible, but they're still giving the pendulum energy. And then that pendulum is going to swing really far